Josh, be ready.
Down in front, please. All you people.
Josh, you're not on. Yes. Quick mic. Not down on one. Just switch it. Josh, hold IFB. He's on his head.
Move everything a little bit over. No. Right there. No. Back it up a little bit. Back it up.
I would just lean it against the thing. Where the picture is. Or you could better yet, try to hold it in your hand. Okay, somebody hold it behind, just hold it up. Everybody, let's get it. No, you're fine. Parents, y'all come over a little bit. Eric, if you want to come over here so you can pretty much step back right behind Eric on the Eric. Okay. Okay. Right. You can get really close to the light. Okay. Good morning. I'm attorney Ben Crump, along with attorney Chris O'Neill. We have the pleasure of working with a great law firm of Panish, Boyle, Shea, Boyle, and Robert Pooty in representing some very special people who you're going to hear from today. Also present with us is attorney Rahul Pavaputi, as well as attorney Paul Traynor, as well as attorney Erica Contreras, and a whole team that are dedicated to making sure that we get justice for Valentina.
Amen.
You have her aunt Esther Carr here. You also have her parents, who you're going to hear from. Mr. Juan Pablo, who flew in from Chile. And you're going to hear from her mother, Soledad, who was with her praying the moment she was hit with the bullet. Today, the parents wanted to come and tell the world who their daughter Valentina was.
Amen.
We will get to talk later about what things could have been done to prevent this innocent princess from being taken from this earth far too soon. They want you to know that Valentina was beautiful, intelligent, and had the whole world ahead of her. She made exceptional grades at an English-speaking school, even though English was not her native tongue. She had dreams. Her father wanted people to know about her dreams. She dreamed of being an engineer, working in technology, helping build robots to make the world a better place. She had dreams to go to a Los Angeles Lakers game with her father and see LeBron James. They talked about one day they were going to go to a Laker game. But her most important dream, as all of her family members have articulated, was to become an American citizen. And tragically, that would never happen. She was just talking to her mother today as they were going shopping, how proud she was that she had passed the math and the physics exam. And her principal even contacted the parents to talk about how special she was. And we'll share that with you, because never should this 14-year-old little girl ended up as collateral damage at a shopping plaza. They came to America from Chile to get away from violence and injustice, to have a better life in America. as her Aunt Esther says, they can't believe this happened in America. And so her mother and father are going to tell you from their heart as best they can who she was, that her life mattered. Erica is going to translate. They are going to speak in Spanish, and Erica will translate in English. And this is very emotional, and so please bear with them as they bear their heart at this holiday season. And right now, you're going to hear from an incredible lawyer, but an even better human being who I am proud to work with representing this family, Attorney Ruha Ravipudi.
Thank you, Ben. Just very briefly, Rahul Ravipudi, Panish Shea Boyle Ravipudi. We have the privilege and honor of representing the family, and today is not about what's going to happen next. Today is about what the family is going through and hearing from Mom and Dad right now about that. As the days go on, you'll hear from Ben Crump, me, Paul Trena, Erica Contreras, and others on the legal team about all of the next steps. Thank you.
Thank you, Attorney Ravipudi. Now you're going to hear from her father, who was like a best friend to his daughter, his only biological child, Mr. Juan Pablo. And they wrote down some notes because it's just too emotional. And Erica, you want to take the mask off when you speak?
Mi nombre es Juan Pablo, papá biológico de Valentina Orellana. Estoy realmente destrozado, consternado, cuando mi señora me llama el 23 de diciembre en la noche indicándome que mi hija había sido asesinada por la policía de Los Ángeles en el centro comercial de Burlington Store. Se me vino el mundo encima cuando escuché esa noticia. No tengo palabras para describir el desgarrador momento que estoy pasando, sobre todo en estas fechas tan especiales donde mi hija me había pedido tantos regalos que yo no pude abrir con ellas, sino guardarlos para entregárselos en su tumba. Realmente estoy desgarrado, no puedo dormir en las noches, se me repiten los sueños con ella. Ella lo único que quería era ser ciudadana americana. Yo le dije, vámonos de este país. Me dijo, no papá, este país es el país más seguro del mundo, el país de las oportunidades. Y ahora lo ven ustedes, mi hija muerta por el Estado y por estos asesinos de Estados Unidos. Eso es lo que vino mi hija a encontrar acá, la muerte. Realmente Valentina era algo especial, era un ángel que no era para este mundo. Habíamos conversado hace un día atrás, había salido de vacaciones del high school, estaba contenta, feliz porque había aprobado todos los ramos, sobre todo matemática y física que tanto le costaban, lo había pasado con excelencia, inclusive del colegio le mandaron cartas de felicitaciones por su gran rendimiento y también porque era una alumna abnegada, esforzada. Ella lo único que quería era estudiar robótica, que se estaba preparando. Además, yo me venía en 2 semanas más a vivir con ella acá. Lo había decidido, me costó mucho la decisión de tomar, pero había decidido venirme para acá a vivir con ellos. En 2 semanas más ya tenía pasaje para venirme a vivir con ellos, tenía todo vendido allá en Santiago de Chile. Mi nueva vida con ellos acá en el estado de California, Los Ángeles. Realmente, ojalá que nadie pase por esto, de ustedes que son padres, son hijos, nadie pase por esta situación que estamos pasando nosotros. Es realmente una pesadilla todos los días, acordarnos de ella, ver cómo todos los niños celebraron la Navidad y nosotros mirando su pieza, no estaba, ver cómo todo el mundo va a esperar este año nuevo y nosotros se nos vino el mundo abajo, nos destruyeron como familia, nos destruyeron como padres, como esposos. Realmente no sé qué palabras decir. Estoy consternado, como les digo. Mi única hija, Valentina, habíamos preparado ir a ver Los Ángeles Lakers, que le gustaban, era fanático de ella. Habíamos también preparado ir a un recital de un grupo que también le gustaba. Y lamentablemente, por el actuar negligente de un policía de esta ciudad, ya no lo va a poder hacer. Y nunca más. Y ahora me queda el consuelo de ir a despedirme, enterrarla acá, donde siempre ella dijo, este es el país de los sueños hecho justicia. Y el único sueño que fue es ahora dejarla bajo tierra. Eso es lo concreto. Le doy gracias por estar acá en estos grandes momentos muy difíciles, apoyarnos. Y bueno, no habrá dolor ni palabra que consuele este momento para nosotros. Realmente, si me puedes pasar el Skype.
Regalo de Navidad.
¿Quién está buena, por favor? Este regalo, ella lo pidió. Llegó el día después que la mataron por Amazon. Lo abrimos. Nosotros no sabíamos que era este regalo, lo había pedido para irse en patineta a su colegio, ya que muchos alumnos lo usaban. Mírenlo, está nuevo, sin abrir. Ahora se lo irá a dejar a su tumba para que pueda patinar con Los Ángeles. Así que es todo lo que puedo decir y realmente no encuentro palabras para esta situación. Así que muchas gracias y gracias por estar aquí. Y lo único que quiero, justicia para mi hija y se hará. No descansaré hasta el último día, hasta que estén todos estos criminales en la cárcel, todos, de peje a paje, todos van a estar. Uno por uno va a caer. Y eso se lo prometí a mi hija.
Now Attorney Contreras will translate.
Mr. Juan P. is devastated by the loss of his daughter. When he was phoned by his wife and informed on the 23rd that his daughter was shot and killed while they were shopping at the shopping center, he was in shock. And to find out later that it was the bullet of a police officer is the devastating. He had made plans to come to the United States to be with his daughter for Christmas. He had purchased gifts for her Christmas, and now those gifts are now going to be brought to her grave because she's gone. His heart is just torn out. His daughter was very excited about the fact that she had done well in school, had gotten good grades, and they were going to celebrate that together. And now they're not going to be able to do that. Also, she had great dreams of being an American citizen. She wanted to be here in the United States because this was the land of opportunity. And she was excited about that. They were going to go see the Lakers. Dad's a big fan of the Lakers, and they had planned to go see the Lakers together. And that's never going to happen now. And he found out that Valentina had ordered asked for a skateboard for Christmas, and the skateboard arrived through Amazon on the 24th, the day after her death, and now it's something that she will never use, and he will have to take it to the grave so she can skate with the angels. The only thing that he is left for him now is to seek justice for his daughter. He will not rest until justice for his daughter is served, and he promised her that. And all that's left for him, his only solace, is to bury his daughter now. While other families are home with their families together for Christmas and New Year's, he now has an empty seat and an empty home. Thank you.
And thank you, Attorney Contreras. Before Ms. Soledad comes and speaks, I just wanted to read a statement. It got very emotional for him, but he wanted to tell you all, my name is Juan Pablo. Valentina was my only biological child. I am still in complete shock and disbelief from when my wife Soledad, Valentina's mother, told me that she had been shot and killed by an officer from LAPD at the shopping plaza. It is like my whole heart has been ripped out of my body. The pain of opening the Christmas presents for her that had been delivered for Christmas Day cannot be articulated. My daughter was special. She had dreams, and tragically those dreams have been overshadowed by this nightmare that prevents me from sleeping at night. I talked to my daughter the day before she was killed by the police. She told me she was on Christmas vacation and she was excited to tell me she passed her math and physics exam. We talked about our dream of going to a Los Angeles Lakers game together when I arrived in January. She was very excited for Christmas. She ordered a skateboard from Amazon all on her own and wanted to surprise me and the skateboarders at her school when she returned from Christmas break. But she would never get to show them the skateboard herself. We want justice for our daughter. Valentina's life mattered. We demand justice. If it was your baby girl, wouldn't you demand justice too? The words of Juan Pablo, the father of Valentina.
Amen.
And now you will hear a heart-wrenching, broken-hearted mother, Soledad, who was with her daughter, and she's going to speak from her heart, and then Attorney Contreras will translate. If you would take off your mask. If you got, yeah. Wait, is she okay? Do you think she needed another body?
No, that's not.
Okay, no, she could.
No.
Just talk loud as you can.
Con solo 14 años, Valentina era nuestra pequeña hija. Estaba llena de alegría, tenía grandes sueños para su futuro. Le quedaba mucha vida por vivir. Estábamos juntas en el Burlington de North Hollywood, en un probador de ropita para la Navidad. Escuchamos gritos, nos sentamos en un asiento abrazadas rezando. Cuando algo impactó a mi hija Valentina y nos lanzó al piso y murió en mi brazo, no pude hacer nada. No pude hacer nada al ver a mi hija. No pude hacer nada al ver a una hija o hijo morir en tus brazos. Es uno de los dolores más grandes y profundos que un ser puede imaginar. Valentina significó el mundo para mí, para su familia, amigos, compañeros y vecinos. Ahora nuestro dulce ángel se ha ido para siempre. Valentina, danos fuerza, ángel, para hacer justicia. Hija mía, te amo. No puedo más. Sí tengo, hija.
No, pues ya terminó.
Ya lo terminé, hija, ya lo terminé. Terminé de leer. Ya terminé de leer.
Now you will hear from Attorney Contreras will translate.
Recibió mucho amor, mi hija.
At only 14 years old, Valentina was our young daughter. She was full of joy and she had big dreams for her future. She had a lot of life to live. We were together at Burlington in North Hollywood. We were trying out clothes for Christmas. We heard some screams. We sat down and hugged and started praying. When something impacted my daughter Valentina, it threw us on the floor and she died in my arms, and there was nothing I could do. To see a son or daughter die in your arms is one of the pains, the greatest pains and most profound pains that any human being can imagine. Valentina meant the world to us, to her family, to her friends, and to her schoolmates. And now our sweet angel has left forever. Please give us strength, Valentina, please give us strength, Valentina, to make justice for you.
And I will read some of the thoughts that her sister and her prepared. My name is Soledad. I am the mother of Valentina. My 14-year-old daughter and I got dropped off by her sister so we could get gifts for Christmas. On the way to the Burlington factory store, we discussed her dreams of becoming an engineer, becoming an American citizen, her making good grades, that she loved her school and she wanted to go to college. While in the dressing room, we heard commotion and screaming. Valentina and I hugged each other. She went and locked the door to try to protect us. We started hugging each other tighter as more loud noises and commotion was being heard. Eyes closed, we began praying for peace, praying for safety, praying for everybody. I was praying for my daughter, and I believe she was praying for my safety. All of a sudden, we felt an explosion that threw us both to the ground. That's when I saw white powder coming out of Valentina's body as she started having convulsions. I had no idea she had been shot. Her body went limp. I tried to wake up by shaking her, but she didn't wake up. As I laid screaming for help, the police did not come to help me or my daughter, but I kept screaming. When the police finally came, they took me out of the dressing room and left my daughter laying there. I wanted them to help her, but they just left her laying there alone. We want justice for our angel, our precious little angel, Valentina, from her mother and her aunt. Attorney Robert Pudi, Attorney Ravi Pudi and I will try to answer some of your questions if you have any. And if necessary, Erica will try to translate if there's a question for Mr. Juan Pablo or Ms. Soledad. Attorney Ravi Pudi, if you would join me. Questions, yes.
You said repeatedly that you're seeking justice. Can you describe and can you describe what is justice to them?
You know, right now, the question was, we talked about seeking justice for the family. What does justice look like for them? And I will go in there, and Attorney Ravi Pudi will add on if he has anything. The family is completely devastated. They are still trying to get past this nightmare. Her father is still in disbelief. He wants justice as any father would want. She wants justice as any mother would want. What would you want if your baby was killed in this manner? That's all they're asking for. As we said earlier, we're going to address how things could have been done differently to prevent her from being collateral damage. As some of the activists, Cynic and Sean and Tez have all said, we should not have to sacrifice innocent life in the name of safety when it was foreseeable that 2 days before Christmas that there were going to be people in a shopping plaza shopping. The family thinks things could have been done differently to where Valentina wouldn't be collateral damage and that she would still be here celebrating Christmas, getting ready to take that skateboard back to her classmates at HTLA and able to go to the Los Angeles Lakers game with her father in January. That's, to them right now, is what they're dealing with. They're going to leave to our legal team to try to address the matters of justice, even though her father has some strong opinions about that. Attorney Robert Pudi.
When you talked about the letter you sent asking the LAPD to retain all video surveillance for a potential civil lawsuit against the LAPD, will there be a civil lawsuit against the LAPD?
The question is, we sent a preservation of evidence letter to the LAPD so that we actually can have transparency on all of the evidence and all of the information so that the LAPD doesn't drive the narrative on what they did. We can expose that truth ourselves. And what we did was we sent that letter, we sent it immediately to make sure that all of that evidence is saved and it's going to be available to us through this process.
We believe that there's a video, surveillance video from the Burlington store itself as well. And so we want all the documentation, complete transparency, not just a perspective that tries to justify things. We want everything released.
Do you believe there's more video than has already been released?
We do.
Mr. Crump and Mr. Valentina for being here. This question is for the parents. This happened the day before Christmas Eve. Valentina was in there buying a Christmas dress. What does it mean to lose her during the holidays? Ellos quieren saber. Ella estaba ahí una noche antes de Navidad. ¿Qué quiere decir para ustedes haberla perdido tan cerca, hasta unos días antes de la Navidad?
Sin palabras.
They just don't have any words.
I will share a note from their principal to the parents of Valentina. I am so sorry for you and your family's loss. Words cannot put into words how I feel right now, and I cannot imagine how it feels for you. I'm working to share this sad news with the staff and the HTLA community. I feel like it was just yesterday that I was working with Valentina on her physics final exam preparation. She was an amazing young woman who was brave and showed so much growth in such a short time here at HTLA. Please keep me and the HTLA family updated on any ceremonies for Valentina. We would like to attend if possible, and I would like to provide an opportunity to share with others just how precious and special Valentina was. As I'm reaching out to her teachers, many have asked if there's a GoFundMe account for your family. We want to contribute because Valentina was special to us, and we want to try to help ease your pain during this time. You and your family are in my thoughts, and more importantly, in my prayers. Please contact us if you need us for any reason. And that was from the principal of High Tech LA.
Mr. Crump, you mentioned that there were
Colleen Molina.
Mr. Crump, you mentioned that there were some steps that LAPD should have and could have taken to prevent this tragedy. Can you please explain what some of those steps should have been?
We will talk about those things later. Today was about letting the family tell the world who Valentina was and that Valentina life matters. Valentina life matters.
Under state law right now, the Attorney General of California looks into such officer-involved shootings. Are you confident with state officials being able to take a look at this as well, that justice will be delivered in this case?
I think the family wants all accountability on every level. So if that means we have to have state intervention, if that means we have to have the Department of Justice on the federal level to intervene, we want to have full transparency and we want to have full accountability. Right now, they can never get Valentina back. So what they want part of her legacy to be is that no one will ever be killed like this, in this manner. An innocent bystander at a shopping mall 2 days before Christmas, and to have their life cut down because of police bullets. That's what they strive for. So if the Attorney General of the state, if the Attorney General of the United States, if the District Attorney of Los Angeles County, if any of those elected officials can help deliver justice for this family, then they welcome it. Can you want to do something in Spanish after? At the end of this one? So yeah.
We'll do something in Spanish as soon as this one is over. Okay?
Okay. 2 more questions.
What was Valentina's favorite color?
Rosado de lila. Pink.
Lila.
Pink.
Pink y lila.
How long has she been in the U.S.? How long has she been living in the U.S.?
Estaba aquí en los Estados Unidos. ¿Cuánto tiempo llevaba aquí en los Estados
6 meses más o menos.
She had been here 6 months, more or less.
Now, there's people saying that they were trying dresses on the fitting room. Were they
Cero ayuda al gobierno.
protected in the fitting room, or was she actually trying a dress in the fitting room?
Yeah, she was trying on clothes in the fitting. Yeah, trying on dresses for Christmas.
Did the police say anything to her after the shooting, after it happened?
Sí, la policía le dijo algo a usted después de que ocurrió el tiroteo. No, they didn't say anything to her. No, they were just asking her to leave and get out of the fitting room.
Mr. Crump, did you ask her approximately how much time went by before they found Valentina?
We're gonna save some of those questions for later. Yeah, thank you.
And we'll let you know. We'll let you know as this investigation continues. One of the things that was extremely heartbreaking for Miss Soledad was to be pulled out the dressing room and leave her daughter lying there on the ground alone. You can only imagine how difficult that is for a mother. Okay. Is that, you want to go to the Spanish? Okay. Any last?
No.
Okay. Any last things, Chris?
No.
Okay. Okay. At this time, Attorney Erica Contreras is going to try to have questions and answers only in Spanish for not only people here, but people back in Chile.
Buenos días, soy Erika Contreras, soy una abogada con la firma de Panish, Shea, Boyle y Ravaputi. ¿Tienen preguntas en español que quieran preguntar?
¿Qué acción legal piensan tomar para hacer justicia para Valentina y contra quién sería esa acción legal?
Bueno, ahorita el propósito de esto ahora era para que la familia sacara la historia de Valentina, quién era ella, cómo fue querida por su familia, qué importante era ella, cuáles eran sus sueños de ser una ciudadana americana. Los siguientes pasos son todavía para determinarse, pero como dijo el señor Crump, obviamente hay pasos que no tomaron la policía antes de tirar. Y eso es lo que estamos investigando. Por eso pedimos que la policía guardara todos los videos de todos los oficiales, porque queremos ver todo lo que ocurrió antes de que ocurriera esa tragedia.
Según ustedes, ¿cómo debió haber actuado entonces la policía? ¿Cuál debe ser el protocolo correcto para evitar esta tragedia?
Bueno, por eso estamos pidiendo los videos, para ver exactamente qué ocurrió, para ver respuestas, porque obviamente una vida inocente no se debería de haber perdido ese día. ¿Más preguntas?
¿Van a poder viajar los familiares de la Tengo entendido que pidieron ayuda al gobierno.
Estamos tratando de arreglar esto todavía para que pueda venir la familia.
¿El gobierno no los ha ayudado?
Bueno, estamos todavía en los procesos. ¿Alguien más tiene preguntas?
La policía tiene en una licencia pagada al oficial que supuestamente disparó y agredió a Valentina. ¿Qué piensan ustedes de eso? La medida que tomó el departamento de policía en contra de ese oficial.
Ahorita los familiares solamente están tratando de entender que la tragedia que ocurrió y no tiene pensamiento sobre lo que está haciendo el departamento de policía.
¿Qué responsabilidad tiene la tienda Burlington respecto a la seguridad USA?
Eso también todo lo estamos investigando, no solamente la tienda, pero también los oficiales.
¿Van a demandar a la tienda?
¿Cuánto tiempo llevaba Valentina en Estados Unidos?
Llevaba 6 meses, llegó aquí en junio.
6 meses.
Sí. ¿Alguien más? No.
We will continue to update you as we get information. Right now, the family is trying to do what no parent ever dreams of doing. They are trying to prepare the homegoing services for Valentina. They are also trying to accept this new normal for them. They have several family members that are in Chile that they're trying to keep updated, as well as trying to just keep each other trying to be positive. The one thing we will leave you with is that Soledad and Raul and Juan Pablo are parents just like you all are, if you have children. And right now, they're just trying to figure out how to get up every day. Mr. Juan Pablo is still trying to figure out how to get a decent night's sleep. He hasn't slept since his only biological child was killed. Her mother continues to talk about being pulled away, leaving her daughter lying there alone. And so there are so many questions that they want answered, and hopefully we can get all these answers together, because Valentina life mattered. Valentina life mattered.
Valentina life mattered.
Valentina life mattered. Valentina life mattered.
Valentina's life mattered. Valentina's life mattered. Valentina's life mattered. Valentina's life mattered. Valentina's life mattered. Valentina's life mattered. Valentina's life mattered. Valentina's life mattered.
Thank you.
¿Vamos? ¿Nos vamos? Nos vamos. ¿Podemos?